It's because y'all want Nicolas Cage that crazy. He's doing it because he thinks that's what you want to see.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S.
You know, ever since they start putting montages of Nicolas Cage losing his shit, that's what it's called. Everybody's been expecting him to do that. And he's like, all right, I got you. That's what y'all want. You know, then I'll give you Ultimate Cage right here. But that's not what's happening here, man. You know, here he's actually acting, and it's cool to see him play a villain of this type.
Catholic Church.
Because he's really getting into this role right here, and he seems to be enjoy playing a villain, and seems to enjoy like losing himself in this character. Talking about old Renfield, you know, and this movie that we're going to be talking about is based off that old classic Dracula.
Sure.
You know, that
Bram Stoker.
No, we're going back. Bram Stoker, that's the one. Bram Stoker, that's a porn name. Bram Stoker's Cocula.
I'm sure that exists.
Man, you know it does. You know it does. I thought I was so original. No, I'm not. That does not that exists somewhere. Nah, man. This is based off that old pimp Dracula.
I am Dracula.
Boy, look at him, smooth, man. You know that Dracula from that Universal Dracula that was pimped out, all smooth and everything.
I love that picture. You're like, I am Dracula. Say I'm not.
Yes. Yeah, I dare you, bitch. I double dare you to say something. Mother. But yeah, man, this is sort of a sequel to that. I forgot what date this was.
It's like
1931.
31.
That OG 1931 Dracula. You know, from Universal. Mm-hmm. And like I said, he had that pimp cape on and everything.
Oh yeah.
Now, a man that is that smooth and is dressed like that gotta have an ego. I mean,
absolutely.
Look at him. Look at you. You got him right. I have an ego.
With all those powers and the way he's the master of every man he meets.
He's looking at everybody talking about you ain't shit. Look at him. Yeah, man. Well, you mentioned all those powers, man. See, that's the thing. I mean, it's one thing to have an ego, but a man that is dressed that well, pimped out that well, and got all those powers, some people would say, no, that's not ego, baby. That's a narcissist. That dude, that's that dude who thinks he's better than everybody right there. You know, and the only thing that a narcissist loves more than himself is making himself feel more important by making you feel like shit.
Right.
You don't know. I'm good. That's you. That is the job of good old Renfield right here. In addition to finding his boss, Dracula, fresh victims, he's also just a whipping boy for him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's the emotionally abused whipping boy for Dracula, played here by Nicolas Cage. As you can see, kind of fashioned after that original Dracula right
Bela
there.
Lugosi.
That Bela Lugosi Dracula, so that you know. Now, usually Renfield is portrayed as a little sniveling, weaselly, bug-eating creep. Not here. As you can see here, he's kind of a cute, sensitive emo boy that has hair like a 15-year-old YouTuber.
who doesn't feel all that good about his job.
He cannot stand. He actually has guilt about that job, man. You know, he'd actually like to move on from working for Count Dracula. You know, stop doing DoorDash for him. Stop dropping off live bodies.
Being his personal assistant.
Man. Yeah, he would love to stop working for Count Dracula right here. And it's not like he doesn't have other skills. I mean, you know, he's got a good resume. You know, I mean, he's got those bug powers. You know, he'll eat a bug and then start, jump through windows, attacking people. You know, he's pretty much a superhero.
As long as he eats bugs.
As long as he eats bugs. Yeah, that's his power right there. Bug power. But after being emotionally beaten into submission for 90 years. That's a long time. It's really hard to do anything else.
Hey man, sometimes it takes a while to wake up.
It really does. Sometimes it takes damn near a century to do that. Especially when your cruel and abusive boss is literally in your head most of the time. Let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer for Renfield.
No, he's evil.
We will protect you.
You have the word of the most trusted institution on earth, the Catholic Church.
If you would just shut up and said to us, you would have had Dracula, man. He would have gave his ass up quick. You mean the one that raped little boys? You know what? Get his ass.
That too, but outside of that, we are the most trusted establishment in the world.
Yeah, sure. Get his ass, Dracula.
Well, I do other stuff.
Like what? Wash his cape?
No, the cape is dry clean only, strictly.
Yeah, I would wear this fly, yeah.
That one in the movie.
Yeah,
bro.
I'm about to say, what is that?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember that dude at all. I would remember that line. I would have said the same thing.
Just threw some shit in there.
Yeah, that brother's mad. He got cut. He took his mom to the screen and everything.
I know.
My big moment, mama.
Yeah.
Well, baby, maybe you're in the deleted scene. Mama, shut up.
It's off me. I really absolutely love the codependency part of this story. First of all, with that part, I just really enjoyed Nicolas Cage in this movie. Because, Nicolas Cage in this film, he's actually acting.
Well, that's the thing. People will see Nicolas Cage in something and they just love him.
Yeah.
No matter what he does. And on some occasions he acts, and a lot of them he overacts, or he's like, well, you might not remember this movie, but you'll remember me.
Yeah,
I'm going crazy.
Exactly. And that's what he's doing.
This is one where you think this is going to be him, but it is a role that allows some of that, and he does it some, but enough, but not too much.
Exactly. Enough comes through with him, but he's playing a character mostly. He's playing Dracula with just maybe a slight Nicolas Cage twist on it.
Yeah.
Maybe a
No, there's some Nicolas Cage in there.
It's some
Nicolas Cage zest in it.
It's some cageism in there, but he's the thing is he ain't doing that because Nicolas Cage now he's going crazy, not because Nicolas Cage is really crazy. Y'all know that. Nicolas Cage is acting crazy because y'all want Nicolas Cage to act crazy. He's doing it because he thinks that's what you want to see.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S.
Ever since they start putting montages of Nicolas Cage losing his shit, that's what it's called. Everybody's been expecting him to do that, and he's like, all right, I got you. That's what y'all want. That's it. Then I'll give you Ultimate Cage right here. But that's not what's happening here, man. Here he's actually acting. And it's cool to see him play a villain of this type.
Catholic Church.
Because he's really getting into this role right here, and he seems to be enjoy playing a villain and seems to enjoy losing himself in this character. I would say that this is the best role that he's had in a while, besides doing voice work. For Into the Spider-Verse
and the Croods.
Oh yeah, the Croods. Yeah, where he's again, he's losing himself in a character, probably because he's not on screen. But whatever he's doing for that voice work, he's bringing it to this movie right here. And not only is he acting, but it looks like it's almost like he's happy to not have to be Nick Cage as much as he is.
Yeah, he's actually into it.
Yeah, he's into it. Even though he's a straight up villain, you don't like him. I mean, you really can't wait for him to get on screen again because he's enjoying it so much.
I am known simply as
Renfield's boss.
You motherfucker. I'm gonna eat you first. The only thing I can probably say is, them Billy Bob Piranha teeth about to fall out his mouth every time he talks. It seems like every time he's talking, he's doing his best to keep them from flying across the room. But other than that, man, Other than that, he's very good.
Billy Bob Piranha.
You see when he's talking, he's like, "Oh, some call me the Prince of Darkness." he's half of his accent, half of his keep that shit from falling out.
He definitely seemed like he was having fun with this role.
Oh, he was, man. He was. But I think the relationship between Renfield and Dracula is done very well. Because the thing is, when you watch him, especially in this scene right here, when you watch him, you saw that he was both funny, very charming, but just threatening too.
Yeah, menacing.
I am Dracula.
Yeah, y'all. It's like
That's the thing. When he first walks in there, you're like, oh man, I like these people too.
that's the thing. So this is a scene where you've seen in the trailer where Renfield's been going to a support group for people who are also victims of narcissism and emotional abuse. People being, abused and controlled by other people and people who don't know how to stand up to them. He's there to try to find victims, really, because he's there. And I thought that was kind of a clever twist. He's there getting emotional support, but he's also these people that they're talking about. Most of these people he assumes are bad people. So he's like, this is a good hunting ground too. So I don't have to kill anybody that's good. But when Count Dracula comes in, it's funny at first. You're kind of seduced by him in a way, and then it gets really threatening, and you feel the tension. So I mean, it's a great. The leads here are great. Nicolas Cage, but you wouldn't be able to have Nicolas Cage do what he's doing without Nicholas Hoult coming in and providing a lot to this relationship. Because the thing with this, man, is that yes, Dracula is threatening as a vampire, but that emotionally abusive relationship that they have, that kind of made me more nervous half the time.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, because it plays with so many things that go on in actual abusive relationships. That dynamic, and it just makes you queasy,
man. It hits too close to home, like real life, man. Because we've heard, seen, might even know some people who are victims of abuse. A lot of times emotional abuse, and in this, Dracula he's an abusive boyfriend. I even thought, man, I said he's probably just to show him who's on top. Yeah, he comes in, man.
They just gaslighting him constantly.
All the time.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, doing what people who are abusive do. I'm the victim here. I mean, everybody else, they're the assholes. They don't understand us. They don't understand me. And how can you let these people do this to me?
Yeah. Wait, you're betraying me?
Yeah.
After everything I've done for you, this is how you treat me?
And he treats his ass so bad, man. He sometimes, what's so sad about this is that mostly it's emotional. Sometimes it'll get physical. Instead of a smack though, he might, disembowel you with a fingernail or something. But the whole thing with them in this emotionally abusive relationship is played for laughs until it starts to get a little uncomfortable. Like in this scene where he backs him up in the corner, just belittling him. And this poor Renfield's trying to, somebody gave him a book. He's trying to defend himself with a book that somebody just gave him. And it's so sad. It's just, it's like, that he's not gonna be able to fight back against this guy. It's just so sad and feels too real, man. Even with the mythological creature right here, it's like, well, that part, yeah, it's a vampire. We know vampires aren't real, but this abuse feels very real.
Honestly, it's a kind of movie that should come with a trigger warning for a lot of people.
Yeah, no, really, that's true. That is true. Like if you are in an emotional abusive relationship, don't go see this shit. I'll
get PTSD.
Yeah, one of your friends, you're like, "Oh, that's just like your boyfriend."
Yeah,
shut up.
Watch the movie.
And like I said, it couldn't work without Nicholas Hoult, man. I like how they set him up too. The thing with Nicholas Hoult in this is that they set him up early on in the movie as a badass. He even comes in and talks to, some bad guys. Well, what do we have here? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm much worse than what you expect. I mean, he comes in trying to be Dracula. Everything he learned from Dracula. Because he does have powers, and when he's fighting, human bad guys, he's, he is a superhero. But that's it's the contrast in how he is when he's not around Dracula, confident, taking out bad guys. And then when he gets around Dracula, he just shrinks. It just shrinks and withers away, man. He bitches out whenever Master comes into the room. And it's so, and again, that is something I thought was kind of cool, the way they set that up, show you the dynamic between when this character is not around this guy and when he is with this guy. So, talking about that nature of relationships in this movie, I thought was done very well. It's a great, unique twist that they've done on the Dracula character. Forget trying to make the dark universe and make Dracula a superhero and part of the damn monster Avengers out there. This is the kind of thing that I think we should be exploring with these characters right here. Do that. Don't try to, be Marvel and DC and all that kind of stuff. Too bad it was brought down for me by something else in the movie. And you're probably wondering what that is right now.
Oh, I saw the movie.
Okay. I don't know if you know what I'm thinking.
Okay.
You want me to tell you?
Sure.
Let it out.
I know, but you explain it to them.
Oh, wait a minute. We didn't talk about it. I'm here to see if you know what I know, what he knows, what I know, what you know, what I know.
I don't know.
Okay, what I know that he don't know, that you know, that I know that you know. But I can't tell you right now.
Okay.
Kind of
shit.
Spoiler?
No.
Ad.
Stamps. No spoilers, stamps.
Wow.
Yeah, I got to do a word from my sponsor real quick. I'll keep you hanging as to what that thing is right here. Might even mail you a letter, let you know, using stamps.com. Portion of the show is brought to you by stamps.com. And stamps.com is, now y'all probably heard that they're raising rates.
Oh, yeah.
I've been listening to the radio all week. Seriously, I've been talking about raising rates on postage and stamps and first class stamps especially. So that's a constant thing. So any kind of help you can get for that, you should take it, because it ain't stopping, it looks like.
Right.
Much like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, I was just at the post office 2 days ago.
Yeah. It's a lot it's a hassle, but you know what? Stamps.com, first of all, they've been in business for 25 years. Because I remember we used Stamps.com when we were first getting Double Toasted started. I was like, how long have they been around? They've been around for 25 years, y'all. And use it personally, but if you have a business, this is actually worth having very much. Because you probably send out a lot of stuff with your business, a lot of fulfillments. Maybe you mail invoices still. I don't know, but the thing is, stamps.com has everything you need for that with premium discounts and great rates. If you have a package pickup, you can schedule that through stamps.com. That alone is kind of worth it to me. Being able not to put up with any kind of hassle and have your package waiting on you, thanks to stamps.com. Also, they got a dashboard you can check all your information on, including those pickups and anything else you might have going on with them. And if you sell products online, they connect very easily with every major marketplace and shopping cart out there. As I said, man, businesses, you want to make that money. You don't want to lose money, and it's not cheap to run a business. And time is money. If you're able to take care of the stuff at home without having to get out and drive somewhere, that is worth it alone right there too. Hey, there's a million businesses out there that are using stamps.com. So you should too. Use it for your personal life too. Let me make this a little easier for you. Go to stamps.com and use the promo code TOASTED. That's STAMPS.com and use the promo code TOASTED, TOASTED, and you'll get yourself a special offer that includes a 4-week trial period, free postage, and a free digital scale. And there is no commitment for that. So go ahead and sign up for that now. I think if you go to stamps.com, at the top of the page, there'll be a microphone symbol, and just enter the code TOASTED, TOASTED up there, and you'll get those discounts right there, plus that free scale and that free postage, all at no contract. I want to thank stamps.com for their support. I want to thank all of you out there for your support as well. Okay. So let me ask you then, because I'm curious, what is it about this movie that you think I'm having problems with?
The whole criminal organization plot.
Yes, yes, people. So this reminds me, this movie's doing something that I don't like with a lot of films. As I was saying, it's a great twist and a great unique take on the Dracula myth, mythology, but it's not the main story, which it should be. You know, it's the main premise.
It was, and then suddenly it wasn't anymore.
Yeah. Well, see, it was like, that's why I'm saying, start out kind of as a premise, and then you have these other two stories kick in that just take away from this, man. It really brings down you have these other stories that come in that are just mediocre compared to what we started with. And they really bring down of clever premise that we started with. So right when I want to see more of this relationship with Renfield and Dracula explored, then we start getting into these other things here. Things that even for the genre that these are taken from, these are the most copy and paste damn plot lines you could take. Lame. So first of all, you have like Awkwafina. Awkwafina is a cop, an uncorruptible cop who wants to avenge her father, who was also a cop, who died by the hands of a cartel that wants to take over the city, New Orleans, as most criminals want to do in these movies. You know, it's like. And by the way, the cartel is led by a villain with no personality and her goofy ass son, who might as well be straight out of a cartoon. Was Ben Schwartz?
Ben Schwartz.
Ben Schwartz.
Sonic.
Yeah. Ben Schwartz is in this, and he plays the son. And like I said, he might as well be straight from a Sonic cartoon. Sonic might as well come up in this movie, man, because this character is just there for comedic effect, and really there's nothing much to it other than that. There's no personality with him, and you know the character's it's not deep at all, not even that funny compared to some of the other stuff they do in the movie. It just really distracts from everything that I want to see in this film. Bitch ass, come here.
Kill you off
quick.
I am Count Dracula.
You went criminal. My whole organization is about evil. Evil.
You're like, that's lame. That's it. You know, that's the thing with this. Like, that's what I'm talking about. These are flat characters. That's why this is not working too much. You know, they had no depth to them. Like the drug cartel. You know, that's what they're there for. They're just evil.
I'm trying to find this guy. He stuck his nose in our family business.
My servant.
Doesn't seem to be serving him very well.
You know, you might just want to shut up.
Yeah. He doesn't know when to shut up.
He really doesn't. No, he does not.
That's his personality.
No, that is. He does not know when to shut up. You know.
And he's a bitch.
He really is. Instead of exploring this relationship more between Dracula and Renfield, which is very strong, and I'm not saying it has to take up the whole movie, we can't have subplots. I don't mind that, but it really, like I said, these have no depth to them at all. Where the story between Renfield and Dracula is very rich and so well done, you know. And then so what happens is, when I say this distracts from this, Dracula's kind of taken away from this, and now he's interacting with this cartel more.
Yeah.
Which, you know, the characters in this story are just not that interesting, man. Very bland, very, you know, these side stories here, very bland, very typical. Even the name of the cartel is kind of lame. What are they, El Lobos?
El Lobo, yeah.
It's like, come on, really? The wolves, really?
Yeah, the El Lobo, but there's no Hispanic people in the game.
None at all. They appropriated the hell out of that name. Yeah, man. Him interacting with them more. I won't tell you why, but it really does take away from the more interesting story that the movie set up. Now, I would say that this is probably because of the director, Chris McKay, who brought us the very good Batman Lego movie.
Yeah.
And before that, he worked on Robot Chicken. I don't think he was an animator on that. I think he was like an editor or something. But he's worked in animation.
Right. So he's used to the more cartoon, quick jokes.
Yep.
And And even though I like the movie, probably better than both of you, it is the thing where you're like, it's rare I say this, but it's too short and it moves too quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, especially it moves too quickly.
That's what I said last week about Mario.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well,
that's
I'm
true.
saying it for this week.
Because you're right. There's so much that's rich there with Dracula and Renfield, and we get to this other story, which I actually did think was funny, mostly because of the actors themselves, Ben Schwartz and Awkwafina. But it's constantly moving like this, so no joke gets to like stay a little while. It's like let's just keep it moving. And normally that's like, hey, that's what you want. But it's sort of a double-edged sword where it's like, this is too fast.
Who was the leader, the mom?
I cannot pronounce her name, but she's been around for a long time.
No, she's been a lot. I think she's only even been another movie coming up where she's like a leader of some drug group or something.
Oh, okay.
You know,
she's Indian.
Yeah. No, yeah. I forgot where she's from, but or what her name is. But I've seen her a lot. If you find that name, let me know.
I don't know which one she is. Never mind.
You gonna
keep it moving.
Yeah, I know. You gonna mispronounce that.
Well, we'll get to the name you can't pronounce, and then you'll know.
Yeah.
No.
Her name is.
It's just these pictures. I don't know which one she is.
Let me see. Now I want to see.
I don't know. I don't want to say the wrong one.
Because, damn, I don't even see it. No wonder you can't find it. I can't find it either. They ain't got it listed. Oh, there she is. She's the one that. She's the one that's like who took her picture across the room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man, it's probably a good thing we didn't try to do this.
Yeah.
Short A. Agdashlu.
Yeah, that's her.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's her. Yeah. Yeah. But you'd be surprised. I might like this as much as you do. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. Because when I look at this, there is a lot to like when you're not dealing with these other dumbass storylines here. Like I really enjoyed the people at the support group.
Yeah,
and I laughed because I was like, man, these people must be really. They are there every night.
They like they get no better.
like whenever Renfield goes there, man, the same people are there. Some of them stayed overnight. Some of them, like this dude got on the same clothes.
Oh yeah, his clothes never change.
Yeah.
And you got the one chick every time she's trying to tell her story, it gets interrupted. And
I
liked that part though. That part was funny.
I liked that part. I liked that shit.
Don't leave me alone.
No. I'm your Dracula.
Exactly. Yeah. Stand up for yourself, Renfield.
My narcissist book at.
Good one to listen to him. Who exercised you tonight? Who gave you your gains? I really, man, there's a lot of nice touches here that the movie has. It's just not what it could be.
It's one of those things where if you dropped into it not at the beginning, and you would just watch a fun, almost cartoon movie that you just went through with a lot of great gags and one-liners here and there.
Yeah.
But it's just that from where it starts, it has the pretensions of being something better.
Yeah.
Something more. And look, either you make peace with that, or you sit, or you just like, man.
Yeah. No,
and I talked to several people who were just. I talked to two different factions. Some who came up going like, well, I was expecting this, and it could have been this, and others who just like, man, I just had a good time.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. I as you can tell right now, I don't think this movie is great. I think it had the potential to be, but what this is something that just bugs me. This is something that probably other people don't really even notice.
They eat those bugs, Renfield.
And what happens when I eat bugs? I beat your ass. So what you got to say? Well, this reminds me of those movies that have a great idea, are rights to a property, but they don't have a thought out story to fill it up, or they don't have the budget to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
So you get a good premise, but they haven't thought beyond that, or they can only do so much with the budget that they have. So what you get is you get a generic story to fill it out. You get something like a cop buddy movie. It's a mystery. We'll make it a fish out of water story. oh, we can't have this happen on another planet. That'll cost too much money. Have them go to Earth, hang out there. See, there's some movies I'm thinking of right now like that. Like I'm thinking of some movies that some of y'all might not even remember. Alien Nation. Alien Nation is a movie that had this premise of these aliens that come down and have to now learn how to live with human beings and how they affect our culture. But what did they turn into? They turned into a buddy cop movie.
Yeah.
That was not
like Bright.
Yeah, like Bright, something like that. He-Man and our Masters of the Universe, where they're not only turning, they go down to Earth and they just do what they do. They hang out in a small town because the small town don't cost too much money. They can't even go to New York or something.
Right.
So this is what this reminded me of. We have a great premise, but we don't have anything else to fill it out. So we're going to take just a very routine cop story, and that'll be the movie.
This being such a short movie, it makes me wonder if it was originally written to where all that other stuff, the stuff we liked so much, was more fleshed out, but then it just got chopped out to be something like this, or if it was studio interference.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because I'm at the part of my notes right here where it says, if this were a TV show, you might be able to develop all these other stories and give it some depth, but the real heart of the movie is, like I said, the relationship between Renfield and Dracula was lacking. Even as good as Nicolas Hoult is, I even think his character could have been fleshed out just a little bit more. So if this was a series like on Netflix or something, they probably could have done a lot more, because then we could have spent episodes exploring, this one character's backstory or something, and then that would have been fine. As I say right now, these are just little goofy storylines that we've seen. Like I said, they're very shallow, man. They could be anything. Very generic like plot lines that we see.
Well, something I was worried about was so much with the relationship between the vampire and the familiar is done on the TV show What We Do in the Shadows. And I was like, I wonder if they're going to repeat a lot of what's already going on in that show. But they managed to not do that. They sidestepped it. But then it was like, okay, well, I wonder if they keep going, will they start to cross over?
Yeah.
And they didn't. They moved into this other plot.
Well, so I think what you end up with when going in and looking at it, okay, so it didn't meet what I thought it could be, what this movie could be right here. I'm thinking, what you end up with is just an okay comic book movie. And this was written by Robert Kirkman.
Oh, was it?
Well,
because I saw it was Skybound, and I know that's his company.
It wasn't really written by him. He had this premise and then gave it to Universal. Universal bought it or whatnot. Okay. And then it was, written by other people. Okay. So Robert Kirkman, Walking Dead and Invincible. So he's the one that introduced this idea. And so what you have here is it's just an okay comic book movie. And maybe that's what they're going for, because Nicolas Hoult is a superhero. You got comic book villains up in here. I'm looking at like that one character came in. I said, man, this is straight out of a comic book. One character came in looking like let's see, there he is. One character came in looking like Bane. Right. And I said, okay, well, I said, all right, this is a damn live action cartoon now. This is a comic book brought to life. Yeah. This is, I knew what to expect early on when he started. That's a cartel assassin that goes in very early in the movie to kill some people. And he even acts like a comic book, a cartoon character. All he can do is grunt. It looks like a comic book movie.
It does.
They use
even the action is comic bookish.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of this looks like, some of this looks like Batman and Robin. Just the way they use some of these colors here. There's a lot of bright colors, like Dracula's lair. Looks like something out the Batcave. When you look at it, so if you look at this right here, that looks like the set of the Crypt Keeper or something. Yeah. It's very comic book like coloring that's going on here, man. I mean, if you're somebody that hates CG blood, then I say you could probably give this a pass because they do play up the comedy, but I mean that shit looks like something out of a Kool-Aid commercial or something, like that because of the blood is all bubbly and gooey and everything. And I mean, I wasn't really repulsed or sickened. I thought, man, that looks like candy to me. It looks sweet.
You can't help but be shocked.
You were shot.
You know, like, you know, if you look at
Kool-Aid
like
fountain.
Yeah, if you look at that, it's like, all right, you know, that doesn't look real at all. So yeah, not that I think they were aiming for that. But I do think that some of the gore and the action even starts to overshadow some of the characters that I really liked right here. You know, what I would say is, you know, maybe if they could have developed some of these side stories more and have less of them, or if this had been something they could have done something longer with. Like, I wouldn't mind this being an hour and 45 minutes. An hour and 50 minutes, a 2-hour movie if they needed to do this because they had enough stuff to work with here. Yeah, as it stands right now, disappointment, I will say that, but I can't deny all the stuff that I did have fun with in there. You know, there was a moment where, there were moments where I was just sitting there just looking at the screen thinking like, well, you know, this is not interesting. But then there were the moments I thought, they're just having fun and I feel it. And I'm having fun with this. And then there are moments where it's actually good when we get the actors who we want to see who are actually making this rise above the material that we have here. Namely Nicolas Hoult and Nicolas Cage. You know, when they're on screen, I think those, you know, they're pretty brilliant.
It worked for me in as much as when we have that scene with the hooded assassin.
Yeah.
That pretty much set the tone that this is more of a comic book movie than what I thought it might be. But I came into this with the idea like, man, everybody loves Nicolas Cage and he can act as goofy as he want and they just love it no matter what.
Up regardless.
So the fact that he was toned down and actually into the character and then playing it, you know, as you should, just, you know, slightly over the top but not too much. I was like, I kind of relaxed and like, okay, well, you know what? This here is good. And even with the other stuff, I was like, this is fun. This is good. This is fun. It's not great, and it could have been great, but at the same time, it is a lot more of a fun movie than I thought it was. I thought it would be. I would give it a low matinee.
What about you?
Oh, so this movie really isn't like my cup of tea and stuff like
Fair
that.
enough.
I mean, just like the style of it. It's not. When I go into it, I'm just like, I don't think I'm gonna like this. But you know, walking into it, there were things I did not like at all. I did not like the subplots. We talked about it earlier. I did not like Awkwafina's character. For like the first 30 minutes, I did not like her character at all. Like when she was by herself alone, I could not stand her. Now, whenever she gets into like a little duo, like chemistry thing with Nicolas Hoult, then it starts to get a lot better. But in the end all, I had fun with it. You know, I gotta say I had fun with it. The main story, man, Nicolas Cage, Nicolas Hoult, their chemistry together, I really, really enjoyed a lot. And I gotta say this, Nicolas Hoult, he's getting better. Like if
you thought, well, I never thought he was bad.
When was he bad?
No, I haven't seen him too many amount of things, right? But
he's been. You know what? He's got a good agent. Who gets him in a lot of
things.
He really does. Really shows him off.
I've only seen him in X-Men and then The Menu.
Oh, so you didn't see The Favorite?
No, I didn't see none of that. Yeah. So, but like through all those movies, I'm like, wow, this guy's really getting so much. At least in my eyes, he's getting so much better and better. And I think he was the best actor out of everybody in this movie. So kudos to Nicolas Hoult. The action, I know y'all say y'all didn't, you know, kind of prefer it, but I did like some of it. You know, I
like the action.
I mean, I was goofy, but I like it.
Like once I accepted what it was, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go with it.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't have a problem with the action as much. You know, I thought it was fun. I actually wish the story had been stronger. You know, so the action would have been, you know, better for me. But I like the action, and it's okay.
No, but like if it wasn't for those key moments, like those little subplots that I just, like, you know, all those flat characters, subplots, all that I feel like dragged the movie down. I wish I would have probably had a lot more fun with this one. But I still had fun nonetheless. If you watch the trailer, you know exactly, I think, what to expect when you see this movie. Now, I didn't see the trailer, so. But, you know, I gotta give this probably the same thing as you, low matinee.
I'm still kind of floating between either very high rental or low matinee. But, you know, I will tell you this. I'll say this for the performances of Nicolas Cage and Nicolas Hoult. I would probably say just based on them doing such a great job, and for those scenes that are so good with them, I'll give this a low matinee. That's really based on them bringing this up to that level. And I was actually thinking that the whole time because I love those parts. I didn't just enjoy them. I loved them. Yeah, I loved them, and I thought that they were good. And there's enough in there for me to enjoy, you know, with that. So yeah, it's a low matinee. I actually think you could probably wait for a rental, you know, but I don't think if somehow you go see it, I don't think you're gonna walk out disappointed.
Right.
You know.
That's kind of where I came to it.
I was disappointed, but it wasn't enough to say that I really had a bad time watching this. So, you know, even if there's some disappointment, it'll be slight disappointment. So yeah. Definitely not the movie I was hoping that it would be, but you know, not a waste of time either. So but the good ideas that it had that it did well, no matinee. So there you go.